Question number 7 of the PhilNITS FE morning portion of the exam. In this question, we are being asked how many swaps are required in bubble sort when n elements in the array are already sorted in reverse order. Okay, this question may seem fairly easy at first, but if you don't check your answer, you'll end up choosing the incorrect letter. Although in my case, I was able to choose the right letter, which is A. Although I initially also thought that it would be a quick D, n squared, because when we think about bubble sort, I would remember that in our algorithms class, the worst case would be n squared. But in this case, I think that we're not necessarily talking about the worst case in this context. So we would need to check whether we would get the n squared or not, because the input says that the n elements in the array are already sorted but in reverse order. So would that give us the n squared? Well, if we check, our goal here is to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if it's currently in reverse, so we have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, how do we get to the goal? We need to count the number of swaps. Now, to do that, we should remember what a bubble sort is supposed to do, and what we need to remember in particular would be if we need them to be in this sequence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then we need to choose from the leftmost to the right the lowest number. And if our first element is 5, then we would need to check all the other elements until we reach the rightmost. So in this case, we would need to check if the right element is less than 5, and if we say yes, it's less than 5, then we need to do a swap. Okay, so that's why here we see that they've swapped positions. Then we need to check, is the element to the right of 5 less than 5, and what we find is yes, so we need to do a swap again. The next thing that we need to do is ask, is the element to the right of 5 less than 5? And here in this case, it's a yes. And then the rightmost number we need to check, is the element to the right of 5 less than 5? And we say yes. So that's why we get this sequence. But we know that we are not yet done because our goal is to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the next question would be, we start back to the leftmost and ask, is the number to the right of the first element less than 4 in this case? And we say yes. So that's why we get 3 and 4 in this way. Now the next question would be, is the element to the right of 4 less than 4? And what we find is it's a yes. Then the next question is the element to the right of 4 less than 4? And again, it's a yes. So we get this sequence where 5 and 4 are put in this way. But again, we are not yet done because our goal is to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we go back to the leftmost and ask, is the element to its right less than 3 now? And what we get is it's a yes. So we then need to ask the element to its right, is it less than 3? And we say, because it's 1, yes. So we now have this sequence in this way, but again, we're not yet done. So the next thing that we need to do is ask, starting from the leftmost, is the element to the right of 2 less than 2? And what we find is that it's a yes. So once we have done that, then we can count the number of swaps. And it says here that the number of swaps is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we needed to swap 10 times. Take note that this one is the input. So our count should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and that should give us 10 swaps, as compared to 25, the worst case, from the n squared that we can remember from our algorithms class. And take note too that we're counting the number of swaps. So if the number is not less than the, for example, in this case, um, 1 and 3 are compared, and 3 is not less than 1. So what that means is we don't swap them anymore. Okay, and in that way, the number of swaps is less than the worst case, which is n squared. Now, regarding the answer letter A, we need to check too if the output would be correct. So if we got 5 as the number of elements, would we get 10? And if we put in the value for n, which is 5, and do this computation in this way, 5 times 5 minus 1 divided by 2. And remember, because we have a parentheses here, we need to do a minus first, and then we get this. So 5 times 4 is 20, divided by 2 gives us 10, which is what we also found as the number of swaps. Therefore, the correct answer is letter A.